Hey y'all, it's Josh Chambers, Portable Welding. It's finally here. We're going to do our walk around of the truck. Since we got the crane bed put on it, we finally got to run it out this full week. We worked out of it 6 days. It's going to be a game changer for our business. Get into that truck. I want to the humble side of me, tell y'all how we started. Started this business after 15 years of me working at Caterpillar, and me and my wife talked. I went out on my own. We pulled a $20,000 home equity loan out for a cushion fund, and I think we had around $2,000 in my banking's account. I gambled everything on this business to hope that it would take off. In this truck, and y'all that follow us on our social pages, it's heard me talk about this truck a lot. 2012 Chevrolet 3500. We had a welder on it, some argon and oxygen acetylene bottles on it. And I was gonna set the world on fire in that truck, and it's got us to this point now. This December the 15th will be our 3rd year in business, so we're kind of way ahead of our go schedule that we had wrote down for our business, which is a good thing. And a lot of that is our customers and our friends. I got some of the best customers a small business can ask for. We don't really have to do any quote, and they just call us, let us come fix it because they trust our work. They know we're going to put in an honest day's work. Well, here we go. This is my 2019 Chevrolet 5500. I think we just turned over 55,000 miles on the truck. What we did, Nichols Fleet built this bed. I went to Nichols Fleet with a hand drawing that I did probably 8 or 10 years ago. I said, if we build a bed, I want it to be a one-off custom bed. I want it to be only me riding around with a bed set up like this. That's a factory bed. So this is an IMT Dom 2 bed. It's 11-foot bed, and this bed space here that you see, I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes and what we're going to do with that and why this bed is designed like that. But every cabinet is lit up with dual LED light bars in the cabinets at nighttime, which I'll probably post some videos at the end of this video. All of this is lit up. It looks beautiful. This is an Eagle drawer set. Nichols Fleet tore it down, put an automated paint job on it, a black paint job. They did that for us. Turned out really slick. So I'm not going to go through and open up all the drawers. I mean, I got all my hand tools in here and stuff. 1-inch drive impacts, 3/4. Up here is kind of like my junk shelf. I got my 1 1/4 to, I think it's 3-inch proto wrenches. Some of them wrenches are 2.5 foot long. I put all them up there, and of course my Milwaukee transfer pump and battery charger and all that. Here I just got box tools in it, my bearings and cones and support bearings from my line boring equipment. And of course, my paint and hand cleaner stuff, nectar kits and seal kits, just odds and ends stuff. I said I wasn't going to turn wrenches anymore, but after we loaded this bed up, I'll probably start doing diesel mechanical work again too. I don't know. My old setup, I was running diamond lead reels. Well, I don't know how many sets of those reels we went through. They're a cheap reel setup, and for the hobbyist welder or guys getting started out, I mean, you can't go wrong with them because I think they're like $400 for a set of reels. But the deal with them is they're live reels. So your voltage and your amps is going through the bearings of the reel. So if you do any kind of arc gouging or a lot of welding, you're going to smoke those reels in no time. Even if you're rolling your leads all the way off the reels, they just don't handle up to that workload. Our aluminum reels, I am super pleased with these reels. They're not a live reel. The voltage or the amps does not go through any of the bearings. Awesome design. They're kind of expensive, but they're well worth it. Definitely if you're going to be welding a lot every day or arc gouging. Check out a little. We went with a Miller 400 Pipe Pro. There's a couple reasons that I went with this, and I'm going to be honest with you. One of the reasons is because I wanted a theme of the truck. I wanted like blacked out and the stainless side to match what chrome accents I got on the truck. This welder's got a wireless remote to it. We tried it out this week. I was up on a portable rock crusher doing a lot of arc gouging, and instead of having to climb down the 20 foot and walk to the truck, adjust my amps and volts, and then change it over to stick welding, with this remote right here, I can turn the welder on and off. I can adjust all my voltage or my amps, whatever I'm welding, process I'm welding with. But we can adjust the amperage and the volts off this meter. I ain't testing how many yards out I can be, but I can be a long ways. And I can swap processes. So I got my arc gouger out and I'm gouging. If I need to do a little bit of welding, I just plug my stinger lead up and start welding. I change the process on this. I can go from a stick to running dual shield to arc gouging, all with a push of a button. This right here is going to be super. This cabinet here, I just got my hoods and my welding supplies, like my wire, rods. We carry a lot of dual shield wire, hard facing rods, 70-18, 60-10s, and I carry some stainless rods because we do stainless liner plates and stuff, welding them in. All my gouging rods. This back bumper, it's a 28-inch work bumper. We put a Fireball 510 vise on it. This vise is huge, and this is one of their small vices. This is a purchase that I was scared to do, but I am super pleased with it, and I recommend y'all, if y'all want a real vise, check out Fireball Tools. Really good products. This right here is a slide-out burn table that Nichols incorporated into this bumper. I knew I wanted this to be slick with the Line-X material put on it, but I didn't want to be cutting off of it. They incorporated this into the bumper. I got some pipe stand out on this end of the material that I'm cutting and lay the material across, and that way I'm not cutting directly off the back bumper. Like I said, this is the one-off bed that Nichols did, and they worked with IMT. This tailgate, there's not another tailgate around like this. This tailgate is built in-house for this bed by Nichols Fleet, and you couldn't tell me by looking at it that this wasn't a factory-bought tailgate. They did a jam-up job on this. I'll let my wife, when we get into bed, to try and take some close-up videos of it, but that right there turned out really. And we come into this issue after we decided about the divider wall. They asked me, what do you want to do for a tailgate? I told them, man, I'm fine with a piece of oak wood, like a 2-inch wide piece of oak wood, and just slide down in it. My wife wasn't having it. She told David, the owner of Nichols, like, no, I want a real tailgate on there. So David made sure this happens. They did a jam-up job. We got a slide-out step right here. Of course, we're kind of on a hill, and it's kind of low to the ground, but on level ground, so that works out real good, so you can step up to that bumper. This divider wall, they did all this in-house. Once they figured out where we was gonna mount the welder, they built this wall, and the way they put this bed coating on it, you can't even see the welds. All of this looks factory. They added these D-rings for added support. I got flush mount rings on this side. They added an E-track system on here, and all of this stuff is adjustable. This right here is a super neat added feature to this bed. I can keep all my pipe stands tied up, my ladder, my air hose. This unit is awesome. I don't have to let my truck idle on the job site. Now, most of the time, these impacts on a service bed is mounted on these top compartments. The bed gap that I mentioned earlier, that's what that's there for, so the bulkhead of the hydraulic hoses can run down between the cab and the bed. I told them, I said, I'm so OCD, I want you to look at the side of this truck and everything be slick. You can stand from the side, the top of this cabinet is perfect with the top of this welder. It's a clean look. This Impact A60 is a 325 amp diesel welder. It's a 60 CFM air compressor. It's got a hydraulic pump to run all my hydraulic functions, so I don't run up the engine hours or hours on the cabin chassis of the truck. This is a really awesome feature. Plus, it's a 12 volt, 24 volt. To me, that's a game changer itself. I'll always have 2 welding machines on the truck. Also, like this coming summer, when my daughter works with me, I can hook her off this truck or this welder, and I can be welding on this one. We can have 2 suitcases welding, 2 stick welders running, whatever we're doing that day. Good detailed look of all that work they did. Generally, all your impact box hookups are mounted right here, and I told them, I said, it's just like that side over there. I don't want nothing sticking up. I want everything flush and clean. So they incorporated all my impact stuff in this crane compartment. Work everything off of these LCD screens. I can turn my lights on and off. I mean, there's just so many functions we can do off these 2 LCD screens. This right here is for my Miller impact. I can just hook my spare set of leads up here and start welding. I can run everything off here, change my CFMs or the air pressure I want on my air compressor. I can change all my welding settings. I mean, this all is just a pretty neat setup. This crane controller, everything that I can do off that monitor, I can pretty well do off of here. I can change all my lights. I can turn the lights on and off, run my outriggers off this controller. A cool thing about this setup is it will tell me, it gets me pretty close to what weight I got hanging off the hook. It tells me how far out I am, the angle percentage I am. I mean, it's just a really cool piece of technology that we've incorporated or have the opportunity to have with this bed setup. This is one thing that's really I'm excited about is with my old bed setup, all of my boring feeder and my line boring equipment, I'd have to load up every night because I didn't have no room to keep it locked up, and I didn't want to ride around with it in bed of the truck. So my boring feeder, all of my equipment is locked up now. My suitcase welder, so that's added please. So when we come home at 9 or 10 or 11 o'clock at night, I'm not having to unload all the stuff before I go in the house. I had a lot of comments about my lifting straps and chains, where we got all that. I do a lot of work in mine sites, and MSHA is really picky. If they see a strap, they want to look at it. Same thing with your lifting chains. All of our straps and lifting chains, we got certified letters with, and lifting lift certification tickets. All of that stuff came from Wisco Lift. Check them out. They got a lot of stuff if you're in the rigging. With this cabinet here, you know, I can carry my hydraulic pump all the time on the truck now, keep it inside. We got my mag drill, Hogan mag drill in here, my plasma cutter, my grinders. I mean, it's just, we got everything we need. When we pull up, we're ready to work. You better have some work for us. We're still somewhat arranging it out, but I got 2 large Argon 7525s. This is a 98% small bottle Argon. We got 2 large oxygens and a large acetylene. Of course, this hook here, it's got all my lifting chains, my 2-ways, my 4-ways, my metal dogs come along. So we got our hammers here. And then on this door here, I'm OCD. I like presentation. I like to look good. I like to show up to a job and be organized. And this right here is just an example of that. We got a lot of people that's messaged us on a video I posted a couple nights ago about our torch holders. Being a local fab shop in Jasper, Ames Industries, we are working together on coming up with a design for these torch holders. We should have some 3D printed designs coming out here soon, and once we see we can make these things, we're going to start selling them. Just keep an eye on that, and if y'all think that's a good idea, you field mechanics, let us know. I'm hoping if we design this and we can sell them, you know. This is the truck tour. Very pleased with it. Like I said, I've run this truck 6 days this past week and done a lot of work out of it. The crane's going to be super beneficial for us. Like I was pressing pins and bushings into a stick this weekend, yesterday. I used that to hold up my hydraulic pump, so I'm not trying to hang off both sides and hold everything level. So y'all can tell I'm super OCD, and Buzz Nichols, David Nichols' son, he's as OCD as I am. Him and David come up with this idea to bring the Line-X down to this bottom rail. So when I'm dragging my leads out, I'm not scratching my paint. Also, when they put my aluminum reel stands on, it looks like this is actually incorporated into the bed. You see how they Line-X'd around it? Jam up job. Back here, they follow this Line-X out, and everywhere you see, they put a radius. I mean, that's detail to me. That right there is what stands out. If you're picky and you're OCD, the way they did that, they dropped it down 1 inch around all the ledges to keep it from peeling. Just the Line-X is a killer job. That right there is like a finishing touch to this build. In person, this truck, if you see us out somewhere working, come check it out. It's just an amazing build, and we're very grateful that Nichols Fleet let us come to them with this wild dream, and they made it come true. So other than that, this is the end of the video. Just holler at us in the comments or give us a message, and any questions on the truck. Thank y'all.